Hello, and welcome to another video here on the channel, Nash Jordan, Mentor Inspired. Today, we are talking about how to teach English abroad, how to work abroad. Maybe you're from America, Australia, Canada, or any other Western country, and you're probably wondering, how do you do it? How do they do it? How do they live in such beautiful places for so long? Well, my friends, I will tell you what you need to do in order to have a great life and a great experience. Now, the first thing you need to do before everything else is to make sure you have your documents together. Number one is documents. You need a bachelor's degree. It can be in any field. You need a background check. You need your TEFL, your Teaching English as a Foreign Language certification. This can be a 120-hour certification or higher. I have a 180-hour certification level 5. Now, after you have those, you can begin your job search. Job search is number 2. You want to search for the job before you leave home, before you leave your country. This will usually make your odds higher. You will have more success when you do this. Some countries prefer you to be in country, and when you are in country, you do have, first come, first serve rights in many cases, but you're new. You need to first have your documents in order and then do your job search. After the job search, maybe you have a list of jobs. Maybe you put together an Excel document, or you have put together a folder of job descriptions, schools, places that you are interested in. You need to narrow down your search and opportunities. Maybe you want to work in the north, maybe you want to work in the south. Maybe you're interested in China, maybe you're interested in Japan or other countries. You can work in Japan, China, Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. Now, each one of these countries will have different requirements. Now, before I go any further, you can work in other countries. Maybe you like the Spanish world and the Spanish countries. You can work in a Spanish country. Maybe some of you want to work in an European environment. You can, for example, go to Spain or Czech Republic, Montenegro, Croatia, and all these other countries. You can look into these various different fields. Now, I will say each of these locations will have different salaries, different weather, different people, different foods. So you need to make sure that you are comfortable with the food and the environment that you go into. Okay, now that you have your documents, you've done your job searching, and you've narrowed down the job that you want, you need to start to apply to all of these jobs. Now, don't just apply to the one location that you want to go to. I am in lovely Tianjin, but Tianjin wasn't really my first choice, even though this is a beautiful city. You can use a city, a place, as a stepping stone to another region. Maybe you want to work in another city, but you are in your starter city. And I mean this by, there are many companies that have locations in many different cities, many different regions. So you can start in one place and move to another. Now, I also want you to keep in mind that as you're going to these different places, you can negotiate your salary. You need to read your job descriptions very, very carefully. You need to read your contracts very, very carefully. I say this because each job description, each contract will have you doing different things. They will have you with different duties. Some will have you working long hours, some will have you working short time hours. Now, the easiest job for a foreigner to get overseas is working as an English teacher. But you're probably saying to yourself, you don't want to be an English teacher. You want to work in architecture. You want to be a paleontologist. You want to be a lawyer. You want to go to this new place, open a restaurant. You just want to move to a new place and work in the Adidas store. Sorry, my friend, you cannot usually do these jobs. Most of these countries say you cannot work in a job that a local can do easily. So you can't just go to a country and work in the 7-Eleven as a clerk. You can't just go to a country and work as a realtor, even if you've been a realtor in your old country. Now, there are exceptions, and even though we do have foreign companies around the world, it is not always easy to get these jobs. Now, if you want to work in something similar to what you know, you need to find an international company, but you still need to have your documents in order. You still need to do your job search, look at the job descriptions, and narrow down your cities. All of this still applies. Now, once you have done all this, you need to schedule and book as many interviews as possible. I was doing about 2 to 3 interviews per week over the course of 1 month online. Some of these interviews would be with one person, some of them would be with a group of people on the call. Some companies will have you do a series and serious interview, meaning you will have multiple people, multiple steps for you to go through before you have successfully nailed the job. I will say, try not to be too intimidated by these jobs and job offers. You can do quite well if you just relax, think carefully about your words, write down some notes. You can do well, and you can be okay. The next step, as I said, would be during these interviews, and sometimes after, they'll let you know, is for you to negotiate your salary. Oftentimes, the salary would be very different, drastically different. Some salaries are low, some salaries are high. The salaries can be different if you're going through an agent or agency versus you finding them for yourself. Where do you find these jobs, you might ask? Or you're thinking now, we have the internet, my friends. You can find the jobs via the internet. You can find these jobs via word of mouth. These jobs are open to you if you qualify. But you have to still be brave. You still have to take that leap of faith. Now, after you've done all these things, you need to get your affairs in order. And hopefully you have been trying to get your affairs in order during this whole process. Whether this is talking to your family about the move, talking to your friends about this move, this can have its own series of ups and downs. You will experience people talking you out of it. Some will say, no, why are you doing this? Why do you want to go to the other side of the world and teach or work? Why do you want to leave your city? You have everything here and not there. You don't speak the language. You don't eat the food. But I can assure you, it will be okay. You will be okay. If there are naysayers, you must do your best to still hold strong, And if you are certain about this being what you want to do, then continue and take that leap. Nothing is perfect. No place is perfect. No job is perfect. We know this. But you have to start somewhere. Okay? If you're interested in going to Thailand, then you aim towards Thailand. If you're interested in just being in Asia, then you select multiple Asian countries with multiple cities. If you're interested in Europe or in the Spanish world, you do the same thing. This way, you can have as much opportunity as possible. Maximize your opportunity, maximize your freedom, and do your best to put yourself in a situation to where you are enjoying yourself. Put yourself in a situation to where you have lots of happiness, lots of joy. Now, there will also be a good amount of people who will support you. I am here to support your journey and to give you my perspective on these different countries, these different places, these different people. Now, what you want to do is the people who have supported you, you want to definitely talk to those people more. Maybe this is your family, your auntie, your mother, your father, your best friend from childhood. Maybe this is your grandmother, your neighbor. It can be any of these people who may want to support you. You can talk to them. They will tell you things like, you should do this. I believe you should do this because I waited my entire life and I could not do this. I thought that when I retired, I could see the world. I could see these different places. But now here I am too old. Now here I am, and my money is already spoken for. I have my bills, I have my taxes, I have my different things that I need to take care of. I thought there would be more time. But you're still young, and even if you aren't that young, you still have the bravery to do something like this. This is possible. This is a dream that you can make come true. Now, after you handle the affairs of your personal life, you need to get your tickets in order. A part of your contract and negotiations will be things like tickets and reimbursements. Some companies will help you with your airfare tickets. Some will help you with the reimbursements after. But all these things is something that you need to be aware of. Because people ask, how do you travel to these places, to these countries? Some of these places will pay and support your journey. This is very possible, very realistic. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was the video of how to teach abroad, how to move abroad and work. You can do it, my friends. Believe in yourself. And of course, as a bonus tip, make sure you have a good amount of savings. Just like in America, 3 to 4 months. Until next time, peace.